Hello, classmates. Are you ready for this wild ride through chapter 6? Of course, you have something to write on and something to write with, and you have the textbook right there. Now, just a quick heads up that you might hear some weird noise going on. There is some construction going on right outside my window here. And of course, I always have those cats jumping around in the background. So bear with me, okay? I'll speak up, I make sure. Now, as far as chapter 6, oh my God, it's all about deciding on where to find the customers, who the customers are for the specific product. And that's what we're going to start out with. So first we need to figure out who is it exactly we want to approach here with our new product or service. So for that, we're segmenting the market. That means think of it as like layers in the soil, right? Or in a glacier. Then we need to figure out how we're going to then approach them. And the whole thing doesn't work if we are not clear in our own heads how our product is different from that of our competition. Lastly, the positioning means that, okay, how does our product fit into the other products that are already in the marketplace? Okay, and I'm bringing quite a number of examples here too. Here's Trader Joe's. I hope I picked something that you can all relate to. Trader Joe's are all over the Bay Area. And so my question is, since it's a relatively young grocery chain, how did they figure out where they could place themselves in order to be competitive and different from others? And who's going to come in? How did they decide on these kinds of decorations? See, that's what chapter 6 is all about. I just love it. Now, what do we use for segmentation of the customer base? Well, there are 4 main areas: the geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral segmentations. And yes, you will use all of these, the 4, and also all the others you see here. Okay, that's coming up in our project. Oh boy, oh boy. What does an effective market segment have? Well, we have to be able to measure it, and we have to be able to get to it. It needs to be big enough to make sense for us financially, and we need to really be able to understand how our target segment is different from other customers. And then it also needs to be something where we can actually serve it. Now let's look at JetBlue. Anybody here heard of JetBlue? Anybody flown JetBlue? Again, a relatively young airline. And how did they figure out what they're going to be when they grow up? How can we make sure that our product is actually different and that our customers can understand the difference between ours and others? Well, again, we need to have what's called a value proposition. And that is basically saying that we need to be clear in our own heads, what do we offer to whom, and how are we making a difference? And we have to do it in such a way that the consumers actually know that. So there is a tool, it's called a positioning map. This particular example is from our textbook, page 188, and it looks at large luxury SUVs. Duh, you can see that. So here we have the price, how much money the cars cost, and here we have the orientation. In this particular car, it's about, is it all about being comfortable, or is it about, oh my God, we can really take this off-road? And these bubbles indicate which one fits where. So now here's my question to you. If you just look at this map and the bubbles there are, Where, if you were to invent a new large luxury SUV, where would you place yourself? No, it's not a rhetorical question. Come up with what option A and option B. So to me, it seems obvious that we don't want to be anywhere close to this because there's a lot of competition there already. And the same thing here. If we are in this area, luxury for a low price, well, we're not going to make any money, right? If we are down here where we have the low price but performance, well, there's maybe some wiggle room there. And then how do we, if we pick something here that is high priced, but it doesn't quite know whether it's a fish or poultry. Okay, that was a German thing. Then we're going to have a very hard time differentiating, getting that clear for our customers. Okay, interesting, isn't it? And yes, you will do one of these in our project too. How do we choose the differentiation? Well, we need to figure out how we can be different. Think of JetBlue, of Trader Joe's. How are they different from their competitors? Then we need to pick the one competitive advantage or a list of competitive advantages that will allow us to make money on it, right? And finally, this all informs what's called a positioning strategy. Another example I chose is Tesla. Now, this is interesting, right? Because Tesla is actually competing with hybrid cars. And they looked, I swear to you, they looked at the positioning map and they figured out, we can't make money here and here, but now I know what it is. Pretty cool, huh? Value propositions, in order to differentiate ourselves from the competition, come in different flavors. And our book on page 191 and 192 really explains this beautifully. I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough here what this means. That here, these are the ones where we can live and we can make money. This is not profitable. And in the middle we're really not different enough. Lukewarm. So we'll learn more about that. Now, what about Chipotle? Chipotle is a competitor for, and how are they differentiating themselves? And now we need to develop a positioning statement, and our book recommends that we use this particular format. So in our book on page 193, the example is the Evernote positioning statement. I hope you all have at least heard of Evernote. Okay, you got it? Whoops. Need to move me around there. And so what is Taco Bell doing to differentiate itself? Here we have an image that it helps us understand how everything works together. So once we have our idea about the positioning, about the segment of customer and everything, then all the kinds of marketing that we're doing, they need to communicate the same message. All the activities need to have the same message. Check it out, look around and try to identify some of your favorite brands and see whether they communicate the same message throughout everything they do, whether it's social media, whether it's billboards, whether it's radio ads or TV ads. Check it out.